What is going on, gonks, chooms, solos, and netrunners? Draco Invictus here, and welcome to version 2.0 of the MOAB. What's a MOAB? Well, it's the mother of all builds. It isn't a proper endgame build, but rather it creates a new starting point that'll give us the ability to quickly set up any other build we can dream up while bypassing the need to play the prologue ever again. The ability to start the game with heaps of eddies in our pocket, a ton of attribute points to spend, and enough perk points to specialize in whatever build we want. Street brawling melee build? No problem. Stealth gunslinger? Sure thing. A preem netrunner? I got the deets right here. The idea of this isn't about the end game. This is about being able to jump into the deep end, geared up, cash to spend, and stats to stack without the Act 1 grind. Since the game doesn't offer a New Game Plus, this is the next best thing. We know that the game doesn't really give a crap about life paths, so neither will we. Version 2.0 is going to offer even more replay diversity and unique build potential, whether you're planning on playing Phantom Liberty or not. Hopefully, you're picking up what I'm putting down, so let's get to it. Before we dive off, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps spread the word. If you're new here, think about subscribing and clicking the bell notification to get notified of additional content. Unlike Twitch, subscribing is free on YouTube. Leave me a comment down below telling me what you think of this idea. If you'd like to help out financially, I offer some great perks and rewards for my members. Click the links in the description below. This video might appear a little long, but I'm combining what I had in the original 3 videos for this build into a single streamlined experience. This thing is packed with the best knowledge, but if you're looking for something specific, there are timestamps in the description. I encourage everyone to watch through the video at least once to understand all the changes that have happened, then use the timestamps to revisit specific topics. Now, let's talk about how we get started with the mother of all builds. We're building a foundation here, not a build that would carry us through to the end game. We aren't going to tell you where to spend your perk points through level 50. We only have to focus on what gets us through Act 1. So starting stats are all we need to talk about. The MOAB will never be affected by our decision to play Phantom Liberty or not, since the expansion doesn't begin until long after the MOAB is in place. So let's talk about the 7 little points that are going to pretty much carry us through this setup. We have 7 points to put wherever we want at level 1. And these points are not only going to carry us to the end of Act 1, they're the only points that we're going to spend. We are going to save all attribute points from here on out. Since the patch, CDPR has done a huge revamp to perk trees and perks themselves. So to take advantage of this, we're going to put 1 point in each attribute. With the other 2 points, it's dealer's choice. You put them where you want to. Just don't stack them both on a single skill. Pick 2 attributes you think you'd be using in some of your other builds, and guess what? There are no wrong choices here. You're going to be able to, by level 50, have 3 skills at level 20. We couldn't do that with the original MOAB. So you know what? I'm leaning toward tech ability and intelligence myself. Perks unlock in tiers now. And by having 4 points in each tier, we just unlocked the first tier of perks for all 5 attributes. Since the MOAB wants to keep as many doors open as possible for your future playthroughs, we want an even disbursement of points and all avenues open. It used to be that under each attribute, there were either 2 or 3 skills. Each skill had its own skill level progression. Each time you leveled up a specific skill, you earned a reward. Some of those rewards were bonus perk points. This meant we could maximize our bonus perk points with the attributes set up in a very specific way. Well, the 1.0 system is gone. It's been replaced, and it's ultimately going to be even easier. There are now only 5 skill progression lines that are leveled up by doing certain actions in the game. Our goal with the MOAB is to try and get all 5 of these lines to level 15 by the end of Act 1. You get a bonus of some sort for every 5 levels, and the bonus for hitting level 15 in any one of these lines is a bonus perk point. So if we manage to hit level 15 for all 5 lines, that's 5 bonus perk points we're going to have in our pocket for later on. Since we aren't specializing in anything at this point, and we want to earn skill experience in a variety of skill lines, we're going to tackle all 5 at the same time. We're going to use all the weapons and tools we find along the way. Pistols, assault rifles, shotguns, grenades, all of it. We're going to use the distract enemies and ping quick hack that we gained through an early quest to help along the way to increase those skills as well. Skill lines aren't actually tied to attribute points anymore, so we can level them higher than we previously could to reach our goal of 15 levels in each. Before we move on, let's quickly talk about the 5 skill progressions and what sorts of things you'll need to do to level each one, because the game doesn't explain it at all. They are Headhunter, Netrunner, Shinobi, Solo, and Engineer. Now, briefly, let me tell you about what you need to do to level each one. Headhunter can be leveled using a lot of moves you would expect from a silent assassin. Headshots, silenced weapon takedowns, and the use of thrown weapons all contribute to the skill leveling up. Knives, pistols, precision rifles and revolvers, and hiding bodies all also help to improve this skill. Netrunner skills are all about the tech. One of the quickest ways to level this skill is by using and then defeating enemies with quick hacks. Uploading them is beneficial, but to get the most XP toward the skill is when you kill them with it. Using smart weapons and jacking into access points are 2 more ways to improve your Netrunner skills. Shinobi is all about defeating enemies with assault rifles, SMGs, chainswords, katanas, monoblades, machetes, the mantis blades. They're all going to contribute to your Shinobi skill tree. And of course, no Shinobi would be complete without mad climbing skills. Jumping, dashing, and sliding all also contribute to that skill tree. The Solo skill is actually a great one to level up as it increases health and carrying capacity and close range damage. It can be leveled up with melee, LMGs, shotguns, and other close-range weapons. No stealth moves here. This is about hitting hard and hitting close. Lastly, the Engineer is kind of a culmination of whatever the rest of the skill trees missed out. To level this skill, you can perform a lot of different actions, such as using the projectile launch system, grenades, causing damage over time, using the overload quick hack, crafting and disassembling weapons, using tech weapons, and bolt shots. As you can see, the bases are firmly covered, and everything we pick up could be giving us more experience for one or more of these skill lines. Craft a pistol, put a suppressor and scope on it, score a headshot. A lot of XP for several of these trees. This is your playtime or challenge. It may be challenging to try out some of these other playstyles, but who knows? You might find one of the new playstyles become your new favorite. Like I said, the goal is to get all 5 of these skill progressions to level 15 at least. You may not get them all there, but future you will certainly be grateful if you did, as those bonus perk points could really set up a future build for early success. Now let's talk about the perks and perk points that you're going to earn as you level up. In version 1 of the MOAB, it was about hoarding them. We didn't spend any unless we absolutely had to, like we're doing with the attribute points now. But the updated MOAB is different. Now you're going to spend those perk points. We're going to take every perk available to us. An early favorite of mine is Eye in the Sky in the intelligence tree. This will allow you to spot access points and cameras out in the world. Don't worry about losing these perk points though. CDPR now allows us to simply unassign perks at will. So take advantage of having them now and reassign them when you're going to focus on your endgame build after the MOAB is done. Since we put at least 1 point in every attribute, we are going to have perks available under each attribute. Let me know down in the comment section which perks are your early game favorites. Now that we have the bones of the MOAB established, let me give you a few tips to get the absolute most out of the early game. These are in no particular order of importance. Tip number 1, pick up everything. They've streamlined looting in the game. So while there's still some junk that you can just sell anywhere, it's much less. And all can be sold to add to the Eddie pile that we're going to have. Every weapon can be broken down or sold. Super early, break down everything you aren't using. As the value starts going up on stuff, then you can start thinking about selling it for eddies. Since crafting and upgrading gear is no longer attached to the tech tree, you're going to want to do a lot of both to bring up your engineer skill easily. Tip number 2. Seriously chase those skill progressions. Not only are you getting the bonus perks at level 15 for each skill, you're getting bonuses at level 5 and 10 that are going to help you in a variety of ways. You can hover over those bonus levels and see what you're going to earn. Tip number 3. Hack every access point you find. Use the Eye in the Sky perk to help you find them. Access points not only give you XP for your Netrunner skill, but they give you eddies and upgrade components for quick hacks. While you may not need or want them now, you can always sell them after you're done building your MOAB. Hang on to the components for now in case you might want them later. Tip number 4. To help with tip number 3, upgrade your Cyberdeck as soon as you can. Like everything else, patch 2.0 brought about some serious changes to cyberware. While there are differences in Cyberdecks later in the game, for now, just upgrade the deck that you have to get more buffer slots to make hacking access points easier and get more RAM so you can do more quick hacks. If you want to use quick hacks you find or craft, upgrade your OS at least to tier 2, which is green. I upgraded mine to tier 2 plus to get even more. Tip 5, do everything. The whole point of this is to have lots of levels, so we have lots of attribute points to spend later on for those preem builds that you're thinking about. To do that, we need to do every hustle and gig, capture every cyber psycho, handle every NCPD call. Hell, roam the streets and find the small groups of thugs and take them out too. It all adds up. As a matter of fact, let's talk about more of that in the next tip. Tip number 6, don't do the main quest stuff until you have nothing left to do. Obviously, you need to talk to Vic the Ripper Doc to cure the bug that you got and get your first updated stuff. And talk to Dex to get the rest of your main quest set up. But after that, don't do any other main quest stuff until all hustles and gigs are done. Regina is going to give you like 2 or 3 at a time. And then you'll think, oh, I finished this last one and I'm done. You're not. Okay? If you hover over her on the map, and there'll be like a little handshake icon, hover over that, and it'll show a little picture of her, and it'll tell you some number, 2 of 23, or 10 of 23, or 22 of 23. Anyway, she gives you gigs in small batches. So when you're done and there's no more gigs on the map, roll down the street. Typically, you're going to get a text message from her, hey, I got more work for you. Then go get all that done. Okay? When you do finish a main quest, check the map to make sure there aren't more gigs and hustles that didn't pop up. Spend the time to get the most out of Watson. Do T-Bug's little side quest right after you speak to Dex. He will drop you off across the street from where T-Bug wants you to go, and that's going to give you the ping quick hack. It's super easy. It's literally less than 2 minutes, and you have a quick hack that will help you level up your Netrunner skill. But before you do anything in the game, you have to do tip 7. Tip 7. Get the demon bike Itsumade, or however it's pronounced, as soon as you are done with the tutorial. Don't go see Vic. Don't go talk to Dex. As soon as Jackie gives you the key to your car, go get the motorcycle. This motorcycle is tied to a small side quest in Act 2, but you can easily miss that quest and this bike. So go get it now if you'd rather have a motorcycle early. I love riding bikes in this game, not so much driving the cars, but the motorcycles I love. So I always go get it. And if you advance the storyline at all, even if you go get the bike, it won't show up in your summoning garage. So when you hold down the V key on PC, for example, and it brings up your garage of all the vehicles that you own that you can call to you, the bike won't be in there until Act 2, if you wait. I understand that the door code might still be considered a spoiler, even though this game's been out for literal years. So I'm warning you now, if you don't want to be spoiled in any way, then you don't want this, because it's tied to a quest, right? So we don't want to spoil that quest. Jump to the next timestamp. Look down in the description, go to the next thing after tips. Okay? This is your final warning. For the rest of you, you can see I have on my map I'm going to put a pin on my map, and I'm showing you where it is in Watson so that you can set a pin on your map so you can drive there when you get your key. When you get there, there's a teal factory building with a white horse painted on it. Go to this first garage and enter the code 0214. The door's going to open, and all you need to do is get on the bike, and it's yours. You can even check your garage. On PC, hold down the V key, and you will see your car and your motorcycle on the list of available vehicles. Enjoy. Tip number 8. This is the last one. Have fun. Explore and discover new play styles. This is all a big setup so that you don't need to be locked down in Watson on any future playthroughs. While we're doing it, we're going to be playing parts of the game in ways we didn't think we would. Enjoy doing something different. You might actually enjoy it. So, pick your difficulty and your life path, design your V, and set your attribute points as we get started on building the last starting character you'll ever need for Cyberpunk. The Heist is the last main quest that we're going to be doing with the MOAB. It's the end of Act 1. Take your time with it. Explore everything. There's an iconic gun in the bedroom and a noteworthy katana on the roof. Don't miss them. When the defecation hits the oscillation, before you head out the window, go up to the helipad first. Take care of the guards on the roof and grab the katana out of the AV. This is very easily one of the best katanas in the game, and this is the only time without glitching the game that you can get it. After looting the blade, head back down and continue the quest. The game forces this sense of urgency, but don't buy it. Take your time, hit the access points, loot along the way. There is no real timer on this quest. At the end, Delamain wants to know what to do with Jackie. Choose family. It's the best outcome and gives you another quest down the road, which is actually really nice. Congratulations, you've now finished the prologue for the last time. Unless you wanted to play through it again, of course. Now you get to sit through the insanely long shard thing. But at least we get to see Dex catch one in the noggin. Once all the exposition is done, you're going to find yourself back in your apartment. After a short conversation with your new roommate, save the game. Make a hard save, not a quick save, make it a hard save. This save file is going to be your springboard for all future playthroughs. Don't accidentally delete it. Good job. Just to show you how I did with my own MOAB run, here she is. I hit level 21 with a street cred of 35. I have over 400,000 eddies in my pocket, and I have 20 attribute points ready to be used. For the skill trees, I hit level 21 in Headhunter, level 21 in Netrunner, level 19 for Shinobi, level 20 for Solo, and level 17 for Engineer. The most challenging part for me was getting some of the later levels for some of the skills until I really just kind of fell into the groove. We all have a particular playstyle, and I had to come out of my normal ones to stretch a little bit more, but I am so glad that I redid Act 1 one more time. CDPR put an incredible amount into patch 2.0, and it shows. This game is a completely different game than it was at launch, even when it was at update 1.6. This is a vastly different game, and I'm so glad they had played it one more time for the MOAB. One last thing to mention. This save file for my MOAB is going to be made available on Nexus Mods for those of you that don't want to bother with setting this up for themselves. While I encourage everyone to create their own version of the MOAB, you know what, I get it. And I've saved it as a cross-platform save. So if you can find a way of getting it on your Xbox or your PlayStation, it's yours as well. There you go. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the vid. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to help the channel financially, links are in the description. Until next time, you take care of yourselves out there. This is Draco Invictus, and this has been the best day of my life. See ya.